Is this thing on? Alright, welcome everyone. This is Franco.
I'm Johan.
And we just got out of Ghostbusters, as I was talking all kinds of shit about it and said I wasn't going to go see it. And just curiosity, got to me, and I was like, shit, I have to see how bad this movie is. And I wasn't let down. In my opinion, it was a massive clusterfuck, and save your money. I'll get into the reasons why after I hear your opinion, because honestly, your opinion differed from mine.
Yes, my opinion did differ. So, one thing I would say is don't go in comparing it to the original. As someone told us, go in thinking this is a whole new movie that nobody's ever seen before. So basically...
And by someone, he means a really cute chick that at the restaurant we ate right before the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, Red, if you're watching this, thanks for your opinion.
Yeah, but personally, I ended up liking it. I mean, there was a lot of things in the movie that I didn't like.
Like what?
A couple things, like there was a scene that... It was one scene in one instant, but they kept repeating it over and over and over again.
Like what?
So, spoiler?
Full-on spoilers. Like,
right,
if you're watching Ghostbusters, then it's your own damn fault.
Okay.
So, he kind of likes it, or you like it. And
I'm like in the middle. It was good, but I could have waited until it came out on Redbox.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like it, and the only reason I didn't get my money back is because we made it to the credits, and I think you can't get your money back at that point. So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't ask for my money back. What I should have done is gotten a ticket to something else and walked in, but I didn't know what theater it was in. But that's besides the point.
That's fine.
All right. So what didn't you like? What scene?
So the scene that really bothered me the most, that I felt that was completely unnecessary, was when they were in the subway, and there's that prisoner ghost spirit, and the train hits it, but they kept showing the train hitting it like 6 different times from different angles, and there was no point. Just show it one time, and then that was it.
Yeah, and then not only that, but when the ghost got hit, it splattered, and everybody got doused with slime, and then the ghost was fine inside of the train. All right.
Supposedly the train took it.
Supposedly the train took it, as opposed to the train kind of going through the ghost, as you imagine a ghost would do in everything else that you've ever seen ever. That, and the other thing that chapped my ass was the fact that they kept coming up with different technology, different items and this and the other, different contraptions, but their whole thing wasn't, oh well, different, easier way of trapping ghosts. They were sort of distracted. So just so you know, there's somebody walking across in front of the car and we're slightly distracted. But that's just, all right. You got in the car, cool. All right. So then it basically, they came up with different versions of how to kill ghosts as opposed to trapping them. So at one point,
I wouldn't say it's kill them. It's just different ways of capturing them. But it kind of felt like unnecessary.
At the end of the movie, what's her face? Melissa McCarthy had ghost brass knuckles.
Yeah.
And she was punching ghosts, and they were disappearing. And when they were and all of a sudden everybody was a ninja.
It's more like a pulse weapon. So she would punch them and it would send the ghosts flying away. Is what was happening.
I don't know. They would look like they were disintegrating to me. And then not only that, but they were swinging they came up with 50 different weapons. And every time they would hit them, they would vanish into this smoke. And then that was it. Then you'd see ghost bodies all over the ground. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
What the fuck is that?
So it was sort of like they were taking physical form and then they were dying.
Right.
So that's
right. Yeah. That and also I mentioned before was so the comedic relief of this whole movie was supposed to be Chris Hemsworth's character.
I think
Kevin.
He did a good job.
He did a good job at himself at playing who he was supposed to be. Now, if you don't know, and you probably haven't because you haven't seen the movie, but he's supposed to be this bumbling idiot, almost mentally challenged. The dude was, every time he would hear a loud noise, instead of covering his ears, he would cover his eyes. And stupid shit like that. Or he'd like bump up against things and like not. I'm talking about the dude needs to be tested.
The theme in the movie was all the women were smart and all the guys were stupid.
Right.
That's what they were really
That's
showing.
exactly. And the funny thing, like that joke may have worked had all the other characters not been equally stupid. And like what's her face? Kristen Wiig's character was like super insecure half the time, and I don't know. It was very like overtly girl power type movie.
Well, of course. I mean, because it's an all-girl cast, so it is going to be about. It's all about girl power. So that's great.
Right. And I'm okay. I'm not pissed off of that the fact that they're all women. What upsets me is the fact that we're powerful because we demean men type of thing. That's kind of what some of the impressions that I get.
I didn't get that.
Especially with
I didn't
Chris
see
Hemsworth.
the women doing that though. So what was happening? Okay, so in the movie, the way it was working was, you know, that the women were smart and then guys were just jackasses. Basically, what it really was, and they were being dumb.
Yeah.
And that's how like every single male was portrayed in the movie, except for the villain, because the villain they did portray him as being smart, but he was an outcast.
Yeah, and you know the way, like another thing that really didn't I didn't get was, okay, so this villain, his name was Rowan. So Rowan essentially was a bad version of a Ghostbuster, for the lack of a better description, and
had his path gone a different way, he could have been a Ghostbuster.
Right, but
he followed the path of darkness, so he became bad.
Right. So then he built this machine and started drawing out.
Wait, because that may be a little misleading. On a note, he has nothing to do with the Ghostbusters. So basically, he had a rough life, and what he wanted to bring was the destruction of the world by releasing.
Yeah, so he was just a guy that was bullied, and then he wanted to, you know, get back at the world, sort of thing. So that's Rowan in a nutshell. But what I didn't get was, all right, he built this machine, he died, he came back as a ghost, but yet he's more powerful than all the other ghosts.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's plot holes, loopholes, and all that.
There's
in the movie, but
Grand Canyon-sized plot holes in this movie. The other thing is all of the original Ghostbusters all made cameos. When I say all of them, even Harold Ramis was a bust that you caught at the very beginning of the movie. He's a bust inside of the university. Everybody else was. It seemed like they were contractually obligated to be there.
See, I didn't get that feeling. I just felt like, because this was a Ghostbusters movies, they asked the original cast that were still alive to come and make an appearance, and they did. And you know, some of the appearances were really cool, but then you know, some were like, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, the best cameo was obviously Bill Murray. Bill Murray, essentially, he was somebody who his whole career is to debunk myths or debunk claims that people have.
Claims of ghosts and stuff like that. So he was like the top guy.
Yeah, so basically, essentially, Bill Murray was there to call the new Ghostbusters bullshit. And basically he didn't buy into any of the bullshit that they were selling. Which is kind of...
Did at the very end.
He did, and then they killed him.
And then he gets killed.
Yeah. So, and even him, they kind of portrayed him kind of over the top as this sort of like...
He was very eccentric.
He's very eccentric, almost effeminate type dude in a suit. Dan Aykroyd was a cabbie. I was either one of the Ghostbusters are going to be a garbage man or a cabbie. And sure enough, he was a freaking cabbie. Sigourney Weaver was there within the last 30 seconds of the movie as like a scientist,
a mentor to one.
Yeah, but it was weird because like she was like kind of like dressed sexy, but with a coat, a lab coat.
I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah,
to that.
so then it's like it's weird. And who else? Ernie Hudson showed up as Patty's uncle. Huh?
Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I say?
Arnie
Hudson was there. Excuse me. Ernie Hudson was there as Patty's uncle, the one with the
yeah. By the end of the movie, when they show that scene, you expected it to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're kind of waiting to see where the other characters are going to show up. The other thing that kind of bothered me was it's sort of like what I mentioned before when we were walking over here was they threw every single solitary joke at they could come up with and see which one would hit. Like I chuckled a couple times. I don't even remember at what, but it was it was so stupid. Like the beginning was when they first see the first ghost that you see in the trailer, Hertzberg or Hertzman or whatever that chick is.
Yeah,
the blonde chick who comes up with all the technology.
The blonde woman.
The whatever. She's there eating freaking Pringles as like the damn ghost.
I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny that she was eating Pringles because it suited her character.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I will say though, and this is the way I feel about a lot of comedies out now, that they try so hard to get a laugh, and sometimes I feel so that it just ruins it.
Yeah, it's like they're trying too hard to be funny, and in the end, it's just not funny. If you go back and watch the original Ghostbusters, it's subtle. It's like the guys are naturally witty, and I mean, they could have been naturally witty women if that's what they were going for. And Kristen Wiig is funny, and what's her face, Hertzberg is funny, and to some extent Melissa McCarthy. Even though I'm not a big fan of her, there are moments where she's funny also, but it's always the moments where she's a lot more subtle. I think it was the part where she was talking about to the cop, giving him shit about Patrick Swayze.
Oh, yeah.
That was like that was the only thing. But that's because it was like a natural, organic conversation. It wasn't her kind of trying to be. Or you liked
it because you watched all those movies.
No, not even just that. It's just like that would seem like a natural conversation. And like if a cop is giving you shit or anybody's giving you shit, and you know they're being sarcastic to you, and you have like an actual need from whatever, then your natural reaction would be to equally come out with a bunch of sarcasm, and that's what she did, and that was what's funny about it. It wasn't her telling a joke, because it was a whole lot of setup punchline, like the logo in the subway. There's a setup. There's like they're having a conversation with a dude doing graffiti on a wall, and they kept telling her, don't do it, and he keeps doing it, and then of course it's the ghost logo,
Ghostbusters,
and it's like it's a whole bunch of stuff like that, and that's why I didn't like it. It's like set up punchline.
Yeah, this guy was not laughing.
I laughed maybe twice.
I was laughing a whole bunch because it was a funny movie. I mean, there were times where it was just too much, and then at that point it wasn't funny.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the movie was funny. I think they did a good job. What I was really afraid of was the CGI in the movie, if it was just going to be terrible. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that was actually pretty good. The one thing I did not like though was towards the end of the movie where the main villain becomes a cartoon character.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Like, I don't know.
A cartoon character of the Ghostbusters logo, and then
yeah.
and then it becomes a giant version of the Ghostbusters logo. They also have Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, but the giant logo was CGI. And it was actually, I thought it was cool looking. I got like a Halloween vibe.
Yeah, but then they're like, it's basically he's a ghost, but he's also the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
No,
because they were shooting and he was burning off.
Oh yeah, no. So he's not the Stay Puft guy because they did the
Stay Puft Marshmallow, but he was like
an air balloon.
He was a parade balloon.
Yeah, that.
And they popped him with a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
And like, dude, like if that's all it took.
No, what I thought was really funny, it was not funny like the scene wasn't funny that it just didn't make sense, is that they're shooting their laser beams at these balloons that are not popping, but once it gets in front of their face they pop.
Yeah,
it's like really, and then the Swiss Army blade, one stab, boom, dead. But these laser beams could not destroy it.
Yeah, so like, that's what I'm talking about. It's a whole bunch of shit like this. I kind of know. It's like
you could argue though that the spirits inside of it kept it strong though.
You could until the Swiss Army knife. Yeah. No, that's no. And then like apparently they cut out a dance number. I'm glad they did. They did a setup for a dance number in the movie, but then the actual dance number that got cut out is in the credits.
Yes,
so it's like
the credits they
so it's like they have it, but they really wanted it in the movie, and then they put it in at the end. Oh, and there is something at the end of the credits, and I freaking called it. It was fucking Zool. They're the main baddie from the first Ghostbuster. Now that makes sense for like the to be like this ominous, ghostly, powerful thing is because of Zool is like this god almost. So it's like. I would see if Zool was the baddie in this one, okay, but it's.
Well, this was just to introduce the characters.
Yeah, it really is.
I guess it's more to see, get like people's reaction to see how the movie would do,
and set up the sequel. Which there was literally, I counted on the way out. There was literally 21 people in the theater. there was mostly empty seats in that theater.
Well, the movie came out. Well, it just came out actually.
Yeah,
It just
so
came
I
out
mean,
yesterday. So it came
No,
out.
actually, the
out
yesterday was like
Wednesday?
the special screening.
Oh, and then today was the official day.
I think tomorrow's the official day, but usually,
Oh, okay, I see what they did.
you usually base yourself on either today or tomorrow.
Okay.
So if today was gonna be like freaking Civil War and Batman vs Superman, Thursday was super packed.
Yeah.
So yeah, either way, I'm saying save yourself the hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know. It's like hour and 45.
Yeah, I would
minutes.
say it's a pass for the theater.
Yeah.
And then if it comes on Redbox, or if you're willing to wait for free TV.
No, wait till fucking TBS. Like if it's on that,
Yeah.
then maybe. Not even. I would just skip it altogether. Just watch the original. You'll enjoy it a lot better. It feels like, you know, it's sort of like insulting to the audience almost, because it's sort of like, here, take all this shit and then some of it's gonna have to stick, as opposed to, you know, giving you something quality. And in my opinion, just don't skip it. Don't even bother watching it. Yeah.
And there you go. His final thought.
Yeah.
My final thought is, overall, I think it was a good movie. Is it worth going to the theater to see it? I don't think so, but that's my personal opinion.
Yep. And that pretty much sums it up for Ghostbusters 2016, if you can call it Ghostbusters. But thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. And on that note, we're out of here.
Goodbye.